As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why the new MyBiz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with MyBiz plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit Verizon.com/business to get started today. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes autopay and paper-free billing and special intro offer discounts. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge, and terms apply. Offers end June 10th, 2025.
Out here, there's no one way of doing things. No unwritten rules. And no shortage of adventure. Because out here, the only requirement is having fun. Bank of America invites kids 6 to 18 to golf with us. For a limited time, sign them up for a free 1-year membership, giving them access to discounted tee times at thousands of courses. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/golf with us. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Restrictions apply. See BofA.com/golf with us for complete details. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. How to grow the value of your career by 50%. By ESI of esimoney.com. I ran into an interesting set of comments by Warren Buffett the other day that I found very compelling, and I just had to share them. Buffett was talking to a class of college students at Columbia University in 2009. While there, he discussed the value of a career. Of course, he put the comments in terms only he can, as an investment with a specific value. The value of a career. Here's his first statement, quote, "Right now, I would pay $100,000 for 10% of the future earnings of any of you. So if you're interested, see me after class," end quote. A few things to note about this comment. Number one, Warren knows that over a working career, the average college graduate is going to make at least a couple $1,000,000. So his 10% would get him $200,000. But $200,000 for $100,000 is a smart move, and one way he became so wealthy. Remember, he has to account for the time value of money too. He pays now, but gets paid back over 40 to 50 years. And he wants way more than an investment doubling in 40 years. So he probably thinks a career is worth much more than $2 million. Number two, he has good reason to think that. According to Business Insider, Columbia graduates begin with a median starting salary of $59,200. Assuming they work 45 years and get 3% average annual raises, they would generate career earnings of almost $5.5 million. If they work at growing their career just a bit and average 4% annual raises, that's almost $7.2 million in career earnings. 5% annual gains gets them $9.5 million. Remember, this is just their earnings. Imagine what could happen if they took a portion of this money and invested it throughout those 45 years. Number three, given the previously mentioned, Warren is making a sucker's bet. He would do quite well paying $100,000 for 10% of any of their earnings. And number four, it's not just the average person Buffett makes the offer to. Note the words any of you. So even the one earning the least will still deliver a good return for Buffett. In other words, all of these careers are very valuable. Let me summarize everything up to this point in one sentence. Warren Buffett and I completely agree on the value of a career. How to make a career 50% more valuable. I ask quite often if people would try and grow a multi-million-dollar asset. The answer? Of course they would. So that's what everyone should do with their career because it's a multi-million-dollar asset. And Buffett has given us a great head start to this end. He shares something he thinks will grow a career's value by 50%. Here's his second comment. Quote, "Now you can improve your value by 50% just by learning communication skills, public speaking. If that's the case, see me after class and I'll pay you $150,000, end quote. That's a pretty bold statement. Consider your entire career, education, experience, everything is worth $100,000 to him. And your ability to speak in public alone is worth an extra $50,000. Sounds like he puts a high value on speaking and communicating. I would agree 100%. Being able to speak in public is a very valuable skill. Developing this skill is a great way anyone can grow his income and get those extra millions over the course of a career. I'd actually expand the statement to all communication skills, speaking to large or small groups and even one-on-one, and writing are very valuable skills that employers pay big money for. My experience with communication skills. I've seen the value of these skills firsthand in my career. I was fortunate to benefit from several situations that helped me develop them and realize higher earnings as a result. It started in high school when it became clear that I was not going to be a star athlete. I turned my time and attention elsewhere and got involved in school plays, speech and drama competitions, and debate. By the time I left high school, I was comfortable in front of a crowd. In college, I had more opportunities to speak to groups of all sizes. I was involved in a number of campus organizations, plus held a staff assistantship. Many of these required me to speak regularly, so my skills improved. In graduate school, many of our classes required a final project that we had to present. I built my skills even more, once delivering the entire 1-hour presentation without notes for our whole team. Also in graduate school, I learned how to write well through a grueling class that taught business writing. Once in the real world, I continued to develop these skills, both through the normal course of work as well as by attending seminars on salesmanship, presenting, and speaking to the media. All of these built upon each other and my skills kept growing. I'm not sure being able to speak in public helped me increase my earnings by 50% by itself, but I'm sure it had a significant contribution to my overall earning potential. Why? I think we all tend to assign all sorts of positive traits to those who speak and write well. We think they're more intelligent, skilled, capable, and so on. Companies tend to like these qualities and reward those who have them. Of course, there needs to be substance behind the style. You can't speak your way to success. At some point, you need to deliver the goods as well. But I think it's safe to say that being able to communicate effectively is a skill that can separate anyone from the crowd and help him earn more than he would without the ability. You just listened to the post titled How to Grow the Value of Your Career by 50% by ESI of esimoney.com.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase of 16 weeks, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
When I started my conference, it felt like diving into the deep end. Each day brought new challenges: design, sales, marketing, and I was drowning in decisions. Finding the right tools became my lifeline. For millions of entrepreneurs, that essential tool is Shopify. Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide and handles 10% of all e-commerce in the US. Launch confidently using hundreds of templates that create a beautiful online store matching your brand. Create content effortlessly with Shopify's AI tools that write compelling descriptions, craft headlines, and enhance photography, and market like a pro without a team. Plus, Shopify's experience covers everything: inventory, shipping, returns, and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/OFD. Go to shopify.com/OFD. Shopify.com/OFD. I agree that your career is an extremely valuable tool in growing wealth. It certainly has been for me. I spent over a decade increasing my income and building my skills, including communication skills, before I left it all behind to pursue self-employment. Focusing on career progression is what got me to where I am today, where I have full autonomy over my time. But I think it's important to recognize that your career is a tool, and if you're not careful, it can become a crutch. Many of us find our identity in our career and work. Our sense of self-worth can become tied to our job title, salary, and whether or not we get that big promotion. When we prioritize our careers over our relationships and health, we're setting ourselves up for a rude awakening. At best, it leads to burnout, and at worst, it leads to a full-on breakdown. I've watched the latter happen to a colleague of mine, and it scared the shit out of me. So while our careers are incredibly important, I think it's also important to keep it all in perspective. And that should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Thursday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.